Hi everybody, this is Oleg. Welcome to Oregon Preparedness. I talked to you before about the masks a couple of times, and in today's video I want to talk about them again from slightly different perspective. As I mentioned before, masks, they could be useful in a few applications. And once again, this is purely my opinion. I'm not a doctor. I don't have solid advice. This is just my opinion. And if you are, like, for an example, in a very crowded place, and if you have maybe some pre-existing physical conditions, then perhaps masks would make some sense. Even then, I don't know how much they would prevent and save you from the virus, but at least it makes sense. And for everybody else, I personally think they're just a waste of time. And again, this is just my pure opinion. I could be wrong, and you can take it or leave it. I just give you something to think about it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And masks, they're saying, use social distancing, wear masks, all this to prevent the spread of the virus. In my personal opinion, I don't think they're trying to prevent spread of the virus. In my personal opinion, they're targeting something else. You know how sometimes convenient to kill two birds with one stone? Well, in this case, they're killing three or more birds with that one stone. By the way, look at these beautiful flowers. I love these rhododendrons when they're blooming. They're just beautiful. And I'm not sure what these white ones are, but they sure look pretty. And they smell good. They smell amazing. These white flowers, they smell good. If you're wearing that mask, you probably won't be able to smell it. Anyway, on to the video. So, they are targeting and they're killing several birds with just one stone. Bird number one, submission. They see people's reaction and they see how obedient everybody are. Not everybody, but good portion of people, at least here in the US. I'm not sure what's happening in other parts of the world, but here, I'd say a lot of people are pretty obedient. Bird number two, fear. They sure put a lot of fear in people, and a lot of people, you can just tell. I was talking with another lady the other day in one of the clinics, and I just said, I think these masks are just pure BS. I just wanted to get her to talk, just to see her opinion. And she says, oh no, I don't think so. And she was one of the employees. I wasn't going to argue with her, my opinion is mine, her opinion is hers, no problem. If she thinks that, no problem, more power to her. And bird number three, I don't know if anybody ever thought about it, but I sure have, is how much money they're making on these masks. These masks, especially nowadays, of course, prices are jacked up. But even before the coronavirus, I personally haven't purchased a mask, just regular dust mask, in the longest time. I haven't had a need to have one. I used to purchase them when I used to work many years ago. I used to work in construction. We used to do hardwood floors, and obviously doing hardwood floors, you're always wearing these masks, and We used to buy them in Home Depot. My boss used to buy them. And I haven't had a need for one lately. I haven't used one in years, so I haven't purchased one. But I would imagine cheapest ones, if you buy them in a pack of 10 or pack of 6, or I'm not sure what I don't remember what they sold them in which packs, but let's say they sell them in some packs. It would probably end up being, I'd say, 50 cents to $1 per mask for the cheap one, just a regular dust mask. If it's a more sophisticated mask, semi-respirator, one with filters and everything, I'm sure. I just looked up for curiosity what's selling right now, and the prices are crazy. $75 for a pack of 20, I think, or 18, something like that. And there was some nicer masks that were selling 3 for $15, which works out to be $5 a piece. And I got to think, not everybody's wearing masks, but a lot of people do in this country and worldwide right now. Because everybody's freaking out for the coronavirus and its spread. And these masks, they go, even prices are jacked up by the retailers, but manufacturer sells these masks probably to retailers for the same price as they did before. And these masks, let's just talk about cheapest possible dust mask. Let's say it costs 50 cents to $1 per mask, and it probably costs them 5 cents to manufacture it. Now do the math. It's like a pure profit. And many of these masks, they say, they are disposable, cannot reuse it, because once you use it, virus may be stuck in it, and then you gotta throw it away and put a fresh one on. Me personally, during this coronavirus outbreak, so they say, I haven't purchased one single mask. My employer gave me few of them, and I always use the same one. I only put it on. I don't use masks anywhere, with exceptions of when I'm working. I'm required to put one on when I go inside the clinics. And so I do it, because that's my job. I don't want to lose my job, so I put mask on, and as soon as I leave the clinic, that mask is coming off. I even go to some clinics without any mask, because now I know all the people, which clinics have people that are more freaking out, which has less. Because in certain clinics, I know that some people wearing masks, some don't. It's clinics, I'm talking about animal hospitals. That's what I go to lately. That's my job, because I collect samples from there. So I see some people wearing, some don't. If in a certain clinic most of people are wearing masks, then I put one on just for the time being, just for a few minutes that I go in. I don't want them to report me and then I'll have a problem with my boss. And clinics that I see a lot of people don't really wear them, I don't wear those. Anyway, so only when I absolutely must, I wear one. And I've been wearing the same one for the past at least a month, because they've been telling us they started to tell us to wear a mask. They said it's mandatory about a month ago. So I do. And I still wear the same one, because once again, I don't believe there is any viruses stuck in it. I think that virus would just go right through the mask if there was one. That's why I think those masks are pure waste of time. And once again, if you believe otherwise, no problem. I'm not criticizing anybody. Anybody is, everybody's worried for their life, and if you think that it saves you and protects you, then that's fine. The only people I still criticize is those idiots that are driving in their cars by themselves wearing masks. Who are they protecting themselves from? From themselves? You know? Anyway, so basically, yeah, do the math. They say you gotta throw it away after each use. When you think about, there are 7.5 billion people in this world. And of course, that number is debatable, and that would be good material for some separate video. But let's say it's 7.5 billion people in this world. Let's say half of them are wearing masks. That's 3.5 billion. If each mask cost $1 and you would change it at least once a day, that's $3.5 billion a day somebody's making. So let me know what you think. If it makes any sense what I said about these masks and about these 3 birds that they're nailing with just 1 stone. Everybody have a good day. Please be safe. Wash your hands and eat garlic. And I will see you in the next upload. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. Take care.